What is it? What's wrong?
Who screamed?
Oliver!
It's all right, Oliver. You can come out now.
Has he gone?
What?
The ghost.
Ghost? Who's seen a ghost?
Nobody. Oliver's just been dreaming.
He was over there. I could see right through him.
It was a nightmare, Oliver. Your foot's playing you up, I expect.
No, my foot's fine. Not hurting, in fact.
There's no swelling either.
Can you stand?
Oh, now that is strange.
Seems we'll be able to go home tomorrow after all.
Come on, Sean!
I wish we did have a ghost in our house. Think how famous we'd be.
Tell you something weird. The ghost had funny ears.
Funny ears.
They were green. You better get going or you'll miss your train.
Excellent! Excellent! You've done a good job while I've been away. The tea room is tickety-boo.
Tickety-boo?
Absolutely.
I cleaned everything, but I couldn't find any springs.
Springs? Cleaned? Spring cleaned! Oh, I'd like a chap with a sense of humour.
Jones, are you in there?
Oh, come in, young Jerry. Running a bit behind schedule, but come in. Sit down. Have a menu.
Actually, Jones, I've come to you for advice.
Advice? Well, fire away.
You remember the poltergeist in our house last year?
I most assuredly do.
Well, it's back.
Fascinating.
Only this time it's not just noises, bumps and things.
It's manifested itself.
It's a ghost.
And you have encountered this ghost?
No, but my brother's friend has. And you know something else?
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
The ghost had green ears.
Evidence, that's what is needed. Location of appearances.
Oh, my brother's room.
Jolly good. Now you stay here. I'll pop up to the living quarters. I have just the item you require.
Mum, have you seen Sean?
He's out on his bike. Don't ask me where. He didn't say. Oh, what have you got there?
It's a modified cassette recorder. Extended play. I borrowed it from Jones.
Any particular reason why Joan should lend it to you?
To record the ghost.
We're not really open yet, but...
I haven't come for that. Hold this. Corner, by the door. Don't just stand there, tape against the wall. If you want a job doing, do it yourself. Over there. And get it right this time. You know what to do. There. Is Hilda about?
Hilda? No. She's in Scotland. Taking care of...
Scotland? Who's in charge then? Not you, surely.
No.
I am. Name's Jones. Cousin and partner to Hilda. Recognise you, of course. Councillor Carrington.
Ex-councillor. Now I'm just plain George Carrington. He another relative?
No, an employee, a waiter.
Right. Then you wait there.
Rather brusque, don't you think?
Don't approve of straight talking, do I gather?
Not at all. Welcome it.
And that's what you'll get from me. I own the freehold of these premises.
I am cognizant of that fact.
Cognizant! Now there's a word for you to learn. Well, as the owner, I want vacant possession.
But we still have 3 years to run on our lease.
My offer for the 3 years. And I've not been penny pinching.
Even so, Hilda's attached to the old place.
Then she'll have to get unattached, won't she? One way or another, I want you out. I'll be in touch.
Oh, being a waiter really makes your feet ache.
Are you sure it was Councillor Carrington? After the scandal, he went to live in Spain.
Of course I'm sure. I was the one who showed him up as a crook.
Don't splash, idiot.
You didn't call me an idiot then. You bought me a chocolate cake.
Did he remember you?
No. As a matter of fact, he didn't.
Sean, can I come in?
What do you want?
To collect something.
Collect what?
Well, open up and I'll show you. Come on.
Ouch!
I'm dozing off out here.
About time. What's that?
Special cassette recorder. I got it from Jones.
Why is it in here?
Because the only place that ghost has been seen or heard is in your room.
Black Horse and Quasars! I forgot all about her! She came to the tea room.
You can forget something else as well.
I can?
Keeping your presence on Earth a secret. She'll have your voice on tape.
Is this the latest craze?
What?
Listening to silence. Not a bad idea, could make a fortune.
It's a tape I've had running in Sean's room, and to save you asking, it's to record the ghost.
Ghost? Oh, come on, Zoe, you're not serious. Oliver had a nightmare, that's all. Don't waste your time chasing shadows.
I'm only playing the tape back while I'm working. If there's nothing, I won't have wasted any time. On the other hand, who knows? I hope you haven't come to disturb me.
How could I? I thought you were in your room.
Well, obviously I'm not.
Then you've left your radio on.
I never do that.
I heard voices. Perhaps it's that ghost.
And perhaps you're up to something.
Such as?
Well, that's what I intend to find out. And find out I will. Bank on it. And don't clutter up the office with your crazy junk.
I'll keep her away from here as long as possible. Well,
Well, what?
was it the radio?
Oh, don't pretend you didn't know.
How could I?
Because, little brother, you're covering something up.
Zoe, if I tell you,
Go on.
will you promise to keep it a secret?
Keep what a secret?
I want your promise.
Oh, you're just messing me about.
You asked me to tell you. Do you want to hear or not?
An alien.
From another planet.
Who looks like a ghost.
Well, he does if he's not wearing his amulet of Vitalis.
Now I know you're winding me up.
It's the truth, Zoe.
And I suppose he's got an aerial sticking out of his head and scaly skin.
No, he looks just like us. Except for one thing.
Okay, I'll buy it.
His ears are green.
In my opinion, Dad was spot on. Oliver didn't see any ghost. He had a nightmare brought on by your lurid stories.
Zoe, I'm telling you the absolute truth.
Oh, out of my way.
Zoe, don't you believe me?
No, and I won't be having any nightmares about aliens. Or ghosts. I suppose the alien gave you this. The only weird creature in our house is you.
As quick as you can. It's an emergency.
Morning, Jones. I couldn't get in the back way.
Well, if you had, you'd have needed your rubber boots on. The kitchen's flooded.
Oh, I never left the taps on.
Well, I'm not suggesting you did. It's the plumbing gone up the spout. I've sent for assistance.
What are all those parcels?
Supplies.
You don't usually leave them in the backyard.
True, but then I didn't know they were coming. Friend Carrington's handiwork.
You think he's responsible?
Can you nominate anyone else as master of the Dirty Tricks Brigade?
Love the wellies.
He's responsible.
Who?
George Carrington. Jones reckons he's orchestrating a campaign of dirty tricks. Do you like that word, orchestrating? Jones is...
Yes, say George.
Tough going.
Oh, these technical articles always are. I'll be an expert on CFC compounds and ozone layers when it's finished.
Dad, remember Councillor Carrington?
Don't I just?
Who could forget him?
I thought you said he had moved to Spain.
That's right. Bought a villa with his ill-gotten gains. Marbella, wasn't it? Why are you asking?
Well, I thought I saw him near Hilda's tea room.
If you did, I'm surprised he had the gall to show his face in Haxton.
What was his first name?
Search me.
Could it be George?
I only ever knew him as Councillor Carrington.
I came hoping to find you.
Me?
A word. In your ear?
My ear? I can't stop. Must get these...
Not so fast. I have a proposition for you. Don't gawp, lad. If you can't think of anything to say, at least keep your mouth shut. I'll pay generously for inside information. Everything Jones does, you report to me. I'll see you're all right.
You want me to spy on Jones?
On the nail. Here. This is where I'm staying. I'll be expecting you. Now let's give the screw another twist.
I assume this is not a social visit?
As landlord, I have right of access.
Without so much as a by your leave?
You hold a repairing lease. I've been checking. And frankly, I don't like what I see.
Oh, I can't accept that. This place is kept in apple pie order.
Not in my book. This is a schedule of work I want carried out. Otherwise, you'll be in breach of contract. Here. Make yourself useful.
Preposterous. This adds up to thousands of pounds. Can't possibly afford it.
That's the trouble with you, small fry. Undercapitalized.
We shall fight this. Count on it.
Save yourself the aggravation. Read the lease. Clause 4. Watertight. Though why you want to stay beats me. Not a customer in the place.
3 visits from the environmental health officer. Without foundation, of course. Mischief reports.
Careful. There's a law against slander. Show a bit of sense. Accept my offer. Steady on, steady on. There are plenty of tables for you.
I didn't know he was in Haxton. I brought the recorder back. It was a false alarm. Just my brother's overripe imagination.
Really?
Is anything wrong, Jones?
Wrong.
You look distracted. It's not something to do with that bully Carrington, is it?
How very perceptive of you, dear Zoe. I could tell a sad, sad tale.
The Southern Hemisphere Council has issued an ultimatum. They are demanding to see the heir apparent. Unless I can produce evidence of his death, civil war is inevitable.